Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we have got breaking transfer news. Celtic are in advanced talks to sign highly rated French youth international midfielder Edouard Michut from Paris Saint Germain. In the video today, guys, we'll be breaking down what we know about Michut, what sort of player he is, and how we can expect to see him gel and blend in to the Celtic formation and the Celtic tactics that Ange Postecoglou became famous for over his first year in charge. At any point in the video today, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and let's get stuck into it. If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonderkids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month I'm giving away a rare under-23 goalkeeper in the Turkish Superliga, Vinicius Souza, and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, I think we were all disappointed with the whole Vinicius Souza debacle, and I've went through drafts and redrafts of who the alternatives could be in terms of trying to scout and forecast ahead for some content, as well as just SO5, some sorare stuff. And out of nowhere this morning, Fabrizio Romano drops on us the Celtic are in advanced talks to go and get Paris Saint Germain's Edouard Michut. Now, Edouard Michut is a name that I'm very familiar with. He's definitely been around the kind of Twitter sphere of all the scouting pages of, up and coming talents in world football and European football in particular. But he's not somebody I know intimately, so I relied on good friend of the channel, and if you want to know anything about French players period, never mind up and coming French kids, never mind up and coming French kids in Paris, then at FI Genesis on Twitter is the account to be following and interacting with. I jumped into DMs with Genesis and I was like, I need a crash course on Edouard Michut. What can Celtic expect and what sort of player is he? That sort of stuff. Now, this is the depth chart that I laid out for Celtic at the end of last season, after we'd had the last game, the Rogic farewell, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think much has changed. If you go back and check that video out, it's called something to do with Celtic's transfer plans for next season or something like that. But there is a clear need for one more midfielder. Vinicius Souza would have been very obviously in as the backup to McGregor in the number 6, the defensive midfield role, and then maybe we would have the flexibility to play McGregor in one of the more advanced midfield positions, was the conventional thinking. James McCarthy has been seen to be playing that role all the way through pre-season, and I would suspect my initial hunch on him being the defensive midfield backup to McGregor is still there to be had, as well as Ideguchi being the rotation piece alongside Riley, replacing the kind of Rogic mould. All that seems to be coming out throughout pre-season. The way Michut plays, the sort of player that Edouard Michut is, he is a number 8. He's one of these guys that's very good on the ball. He's a very good passer, very clever player. And I actually read a really interesting article from goal.com. I'll link it in the description of this video if you want to check it out. And they talk about his progression through the youth ranks and all the hurdles he's overcame when his contract was up. And this is one of the things I do remember about Michut is, 2021, Juve, Barca, City, all the big teams in Europe were after him when he was out of contract. PSG tied him down to a bigger deal and the promise to break him into the team, and they've just left him in the under-19s ever since. The kind of description that Genesis gave me, where we're talking about similar types of players and midfielders and whatever, the easiest one for you guys at home, if you're not familiar with some of the more kind of niche examples that me and Genesis went through, but is like Toni Kroos in terms of in a midfield three, the sort of positions in the pitch he takes up and the sort of role he plays in the build-up and the attack. He's not necessarily a hard tackling box-to-box guy, and he's definitely not a deep-lying defensive midfielder. If anything, he can be played as a deeper 10, like a creative guy that will be coming into the middle of the pitch to collect the ball, play to wingers, and then go join the attack later, that kind of thing. He could play in a 6 almost as a doppelganger to the way McGregor does it. If we've got guys like maybe, Hitate and Ideguchi in front of him, guys that are much more willing and capable of that kind of press in midfield and tackling and winning the ball back, to then play it to the McGregor, the Michut type player to move the ball into space and keep the flow going. I don't think there's a clear spot for him in this team where you would say, oh yeah, he would rotate with Hitate and Turnbull, because there's already 2 guys very capable of being best 11 calibre in that role. Similar story perhaps with Ideguchi. It's still yet to be seen in a competitive level, but certainly Matt O'Reilly is in as one of the best 11 calibre players we have in the squad. But with the flexibility that Ideguchi potentially offers in terms of the different roles he can play, as well as McGregor and maybe as well as Michut, then it feels like, we've got a real variety in midfield. We are still lacking a distinct ball winner if James McCarthy doesn't continue this good pre-season he's having, I do feel that we would need another understudy, another player that would come in. And the sort of price that we're getting for Michut for, £2 million, is absolutely criminal. This guy, like I said, 2 or 3 years ago was wanted by the good and the great of European football. I wouldn't be surprised if this transfer does happen. And like I said in that other video that I referenced already at the end of last season, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like maybe Turnbull was sold in this window. It's not out of the question necessarily. And if that was to happen, then I think it becomes a much clearer pathway to minutes in the Celtic team. I don't see Michut leaving PSG to come to Celtic. Yeah, I would expect him to be humble enough. If you read the goal.com article I've referenced already, I expect him to be the right type of character that Ange Postecoglou and Celtic want to recruit. But I don't think he would be coming for a no-win situation where he's coming into a midfield like I've just shown you there with 6 capable players. If he didn't know clearly that maybe one's going to leave or his role's going to be different or the team evolves in this way and he's going to play a crucial part in it. Because if you're going to leave PSG because you're not getting minutes, he could really go anywhere he wants, really, especially for £2 million. That's a phenomenally low transfer fee. So if he's choosing to come to us because he will be making the choice, he won't be short of options, this kid, then I would expect him to have some sort of promise on playtime. And along that similar type of motivation, I think is also why we didn't see Jordan Larsson come to the club. I didn't hold my breath on that at all. The only position for him would be to replace Forrest and being the understudy to Jota. And if you think we're going to sell Jota next summer, then maybe there would have been some merit in that transfer. But I don't see Jordan Larsson want to take up that position in the team necessarily. And equally, I don't see Celtic wanting to spend the assets against what would be required for Jordan Larsson to fill replacing James Forrest. It doesn't seem like efficient resources. So equally, if Michut is going to be coming in, promised playtime, a decent transfer fee for a 19-year-old that's barely played senior football, granted, but he will be on a decent wage as well, he's just had a big contract with PSG, so his wages won't be minimal, they probably won't be anything sizable, but he definitely won't be coming here on, buttons and peanuts. Overall, I think this is a fantastic transfer for Celtic, very similar to the Vinicius Souza. It's a huge statement transfer along with Jota and maybe to a slightly lesser extent Carter Vickers that really signals to the rest of Europe that we are now becoming that team in the food chain where we do get the best up and coming talents available in Europe, give them a place to shine. We get success as a result, they get success, and it just moves on the whole philosophy of the club and moving into the 21st century of football. Because for Celtic, for where we are in the TV rights and all the economic stuff that goes around football these days, that is such an obvious avenue of success that we have just failed over the years to even make an impression on. And yeah, we've had one sale a summer for the last 7 years or something, right, whatever, but we don't do Porto, we don't do Benfica, Ajax, PSV, these Bruges, Anderlecht, these teams that bring through squads of players. They don't always need to be from their own academy like we're doing now. We're basically bringing them all in. So I think it's a fantastic transfer, great statement of intent, great profile, and really the sky is the limit for a kid like this, Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on the Edouard Michut transfer. Is it going to go through? Is it going to be another Vinicius Souza and he's going to end up somewhere random at the last minute and really surprise us? Or is he going to end up at Celtic, and how well do you see him doing in the SPFL? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you have enjoyed this one, guys. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share and retweet and all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.